Right, it is time to do another update video on how my electrolysis is going. For this video to make sense, you need to watch the other ones. I've made a playlist, I'll link it down below. So since my last update, which was in May last year, so almost a year ago, I found a new job in a salon that provided electrolysis. Not only did I get the opportunity to retrain in it because I haven't practiced it since I qualified 5 years ago, I also got to get it done at work, which was really nice. My colleague, the beauty therapist who wanted to take the challenge of continuing to remove my beard, she uses a different technique. I've been to 2 different therapists before her and they use the same technique. It was on setting number 6, which is quite high. They used to insert the needle in, press the button twice and then slide the hair out. But my colleague uses it on setting number 4, so a lower setting, but instead of pressing the button twice, she holds the button only for a few seconds and then she slides it out. With this technique, I didn't scab. All this time I thought scabbing was completely normal because when I was studying it, the students used to scab. And the other beauty therapists I went to, I always used to scab the next day and it would last a week until they would fall off naturally. The beauty therapists that I went to before, they used to teach beauty before they became self-employed, so I used to trust them a lot. But I've got my book here now, my level 3 beauty textbook. I don't know why I didn't think of looking in here before, but I'm gonna search to see if scabbing is normal. Okay, so it says here, scabs can also be caused by probing too deeply. Incorrect probing angle into the follicle wall could result in the formation of scabs. When I go to the contraction section, so this is about adverse reactions that can happen during or after treatments, scabbing isn't in this list. In the home care and aftercare advice section, it says that the client needs to report any scabs or pustule infection to the salon and to not pick or rub the skin as this may lead to scarring. So what I understand from this is scabbing is caused if you're probing incorrectly, so if you're doing the treatment incorrectly. But if it's in the home care and aftercare section, does that mean that scabbing is something that's common? Let's Google it. Fine blood scabs are a normal post-reaction response to the treatment, especially in the initial stages of having electrolysis. The fine blood scabs develop by the dry cauterized blood in the base of the follicle rising up through the follicle. Do not pick the area at all. I've gone on another website. It says scabbing after electrolysis treatment on the face is rare and usually indicates that the treatment energy was too high. It says the same thing about probing incorrectly. If you have a couple of scabs, that might show that the electrolysis made bad insertions just on those few follicles. But if it's all over your face, then you might need to find a new electrologist. What website is this? This is called Follikill. That's quite a funny name. Right, I got a bit carried away and got distracted. What I'm telling you from my experience, of course I would rather have no scabs. I also had a few people message me asking me about pigmentation or any scarring. I've already had a close look at my skin when I had no makeup on. I personally don't see any scarring, there's no pitting of the skin. When I look very, very closely, there are like little white areas of pigmentation. It's like tiny little white dots. And I've seen this on certain customers as well, where when I look very, very closely at the skin, I can see like white dots of areas of pigmentation. It is important for me to mention that I do test out a lot of different skincare products. I've used different types of exfoliators. At one point I used to use vitamin C, so that could have an effect on why I haven't experienced any scarring, pitting. Apart from that sort of white blotchy area here, I don't see anything else wrong with my skin. Since my last update video, I have had another 7 sessions. I was first of all doing it once a month and then once every 2 months. Also, now I only need 10-minute sessions, whereas before when I first started, I needed a half an hour session. So that alone shows that there is improvement. I'm going to show you some before and after pictures. The hair is definitely a lot finer. The thicker hairs have almost gone. I can see an improvement and I can feel the improvement. I feel more confident and comfortable in my skin. I'm not paranoid about it now. Even though there's still hair there, it's so fine that I don't really care about it. My focus is still to get rid of any thicker hairs or any of the longer ones. Even if they're fine, if they're long, I want it removed. Another question that people have been asking me is if I get electrolysis done anywhere else on my body. Now because of my hormone imbalance, I started to grow hair on my chest, which is very embarrassing. It just came out of nowhere. So I started to get electrolysis done on my chest. I'm going to do a separate video on that though, because I don't want to complicate things. I want to keep things fairly organised. But hopefully you can sort of tell that the treatments are going well because I have my chest out. If it was still hairy, I would have had it covered. But yeah, that's all I have to say in this update video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.